If you had a chance to leave your life now and move to a beautiful country, would you say yes? Yes. As we've seen, as you probably found my video because you were watching other Black women who have left their jobs, took a sabbatical, and moved to another country. And I did that myself. That is actually part of my personal story. And I last year connected with another wonderful woman named Gigi Lucas who also did the same thing. She went from corporate life, very strict 9 to 5, and she said that she was very type A, to a completely different lifestyle where she literally lives by the beach. She surfs almost every day and now is helping to run a great organization for young Black girls. So, if you are looking to change it up a bit, whether you're looking to move abroad, whether you're just looking to step away from what you're used to, your typical life, and do something new, whether that's living abroad or starting a new career or, I don't know, living in the forest, this is a video that's going to really help you to take that next step. So, if you're unfamiliar with who Gigi Lucas is, I highly suggest that you, one, Google her, look her up, or two, you can click the link in my bio to read the article that I wrote about her, the interview that I did with her. And she really is, just to give you a little bit of example, she is really just a great example of living your best life. She came from a corporate background, that hard 9 to 5 life, and one trip to Costa Rica completely changed her life. And after her first surf lesson, she decided to leave her old corporate life behind and thus moved to Costa Rica, and not only started an amazing new life there, but she also started an organization that helps to introduce young girls, young Black girls, young women who don't really have access to the ocean and water, and teach them the skills that they need to swim, to surf, and to really be comfortable in the water. So I'm going to talk about what I really took away from that interview. So if you read the article, these are going to be the additional things that I couldn't fit into the article because I have a 1,200 word limit. And so if you are needing some encouragement, or if you're needing to kind of step outside your comfort zone, this is the video for you. So, one of the things we talked about, which is something that I'm putting into practice in my life, is this idea of should, of what we should be doing. And usually the shoulds come from outside perspectives. Our parents think that we should go to college, get a job, do XYZ. Our bosses think that we should do this amount of work. Our friends think that we should do something. Our partner thinks that we should do something. The shoulds are suggestions, but most of the time, if we're thinking to ourselves, oh, I should do this, I should get this degree, I should have this promotion, I should have this role, you have to stop and ask yourself, is that idea, usually if that idea is started with a should, it hasn't come from you. It's something that is not natural, and it's not something that you're truly meant to do. Practicing currently is trying to eliminate shoulds from my vocabulary. If something is a should, then I don't do it. Thinking to myself, I should do this, I should go out there, I should talk to this person, I should do that. I ask myself, is that really coming from me? Is that a suggestion that's coming from me? And I think what happens, and what we talked about in the interview, was that all of these shoulds keep us from doing what feels natural. Thinking to myself, and this conversation came about because when Gigi first took her surf lesson and first entered the water, got on her surfboard, she said that it felt natural and easy. And I think that a lot of Black women, particularly, a lot of women particularly, women of color, we don't know what feels good. We don't know what feels natural because we're so focused on doing what we should be doing. If all this information or some of this information is resonating with you, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment on what takeaway really impacted you or what piece of information you're going to apply to your life. I really am here to support you, and I really want to see. I make these videos because these are things that I wish someone had said to me. These are things that I say to myself because I still sometimes need that motivation and encouragement. So please comment below what stood out for you. And also, I do want to say a disclaimer: if this video doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. It doesn't have to. We might just be in different areas of our life, and this might be something that you come back to later in life. This might be something that clicks right away. But hear the information and treat it like a buffet. Take what you want, take bits and pieces and apply it to your life. You don't have to sit and do exactly everything on this video. There are so many different ways and paths to success. There's so many different paths and ways to happiness. So do what feels good to you. Always follow the information that resonates with you. This last piece of information, I want to read a quote from the article, and I'm really talking to my entrepreneurs. I'm really talking to my dreamers and people that just want to do big things in this world. And I asked Gigi, what keeps you going and what keeps you inspired, especially when you encounter setbacks? And I think that's one of the reasons why I asked that question to begin is, especially on social media, we're so used to seeing success. Sometimes people are very transparent, I forgot the word, on their struggle. They might say like, oh, I started, working 5 jobs and now I have my own company, or I started from the bottom and now I'm at the top. But you don't always see the in-between. And the in-between, in my experience, and other people that I've experienced, or other people that I've talked to, and I've talked to entrepreneurs, I've talked to actresses, I've talked to many successful women, leaders, CEOs, and the one thing that I think is so crucial is that they kept going. But it can be hard to keep going, in all honesty. When you have setback after setback, when you have failure after failure, it can be hard to keep going. So one thing I think that was really inspirational that Gigi mentioned is, I'm always remembering that it's bigger than myself. Real entrepreneurs will tell you this. You have more hard days than good. What keeps me going is recognizing that I was called to do this. I am thankful for my counsel and my circle of people. They help me keep everything in perspective. So I think that's so valuable, just to keep your eye on the prize and to know that every setback, every mistake, every failure, every hard day, every bad day is meant to teach you something. It is meant to mold you and shape you into the person that you're meant to be. And if you learn from the process and you realize that what you're doing is bigger than you, you really never know who you're inspiring. You really never know what impact you're making. And even for myself, I know that there have been people that inspired me through their words, through their book, through their podcast, and I may never meet them in real life, and I might leave a comment and say like, oh, I love your stuff, I love your content, but they may never truly know the impact that they have on my life. And the same with you. When you step into your purpose, when you step into the things that you're meant to do, you may never really see the full 360 effect of what you're doing. But when you live into your truth, it's a ripple effect. I really believe that when you follow your passion and you do what you're meant to do, it's a ripple effect. And you never know who you're inspiring. You never know whose day you've changed or who you've made smile behind the screen, behind the door. You never know. So when you want to give up, or you think that this is not for you, and when you're pursuing your dream and it just feels really difficult and heavy, and I know that it does, because even though I have been living abroad for 5 years now, and I've been to this country and that country, and I'm started a new career, and I've been a coach, and I've done this and I've done that, and I've worked with kids from around the world. I've helped with volunteer organizations. I can list all of the things that I've done. But one thing is that it's not always easy. And there are so many moments that I wanted to give up, but no matter what happens, no matter where I've been, I've always had someone share with me that I've made an impact on their life. And I can guarantee you, no matter what you do, whether you think your job is important or not, whether you have thousands of followers or not, someone is really, really happy that you exist.